significantly smarter. As much in the book, I predict 1 billion times smarter than us by 2045.
I mean, they're already, smarter than 99.99% of the population.
100%.
ChatGPT 4 knows more than any human on planet Earth. Knows more information.
Absolutely. 1,000 times more. 1,000 times more. By the way, the code of a transformer, the T in a GPT, is 2,000 lines long. It's not very complex. It's actually not a very intelligent machine. It's simply predicting the next word. Okay? And a lot of people don't understand that. ChatGPT as it is today, those kids that if you're in America and you teach your child all of the names of the states and the US presidents, and the child would stand and repeat them, and you would go like, oh my God, that's a prodigy. Not really, right? It's your parents really trying to make you look like a prodigy by telling you to memorize some crap, really. But then when you think about it, that's what ChatGPT is doing. It's the only difference is instead of reading all of the names of the states and all of the names of the presidents, it's read trillions and trillions and trillions of pages. Okay? And so it sort of repeats what the best of all humans said. Okay? And then it adds an incredible bit of intelligence where it can repeat it the same way Shakespeare would have said it. Those incredible abilities of predicting the exact nuances of the style of Shakespeare so that they can repeat it that way, and so on. But still, when I write, for example, and I'm not saying I'm intelligent, but when I write something like the happiness equation in my first book, this was something that's never been written before, right? ChatGPT is not there yet. All of the transformers are not there yet. They will not come up with something that hasn't been there before. They will come up with the best of everything, and generatively will build a little bit on top of that. But very soon, they'll come up with things we've never found out, we've never known.
But even on that, I wonder if we are a little bit delusioned about what creativity actually is. Creativity, as far as I'm concerned, is like taking a few things that I know and combining them in new and interesting ways.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT is perfectly capable of taking 2 concepts, merging them together. One of the things I said to ChatGPT was, I said, tell me something that's not been said before that's paradoxical but true. And it comes up with these wonderful expressions like, as soon as you call off the search, you'll find the thing you're looking for. Like these kind of paradoxical truths. Mm-hmm. And I then take them and I search them online to see if they've ever been quoted before, and I can't find them.
Interesting.
So as far as creativity goes, I'm like, that's
the algorithm of creativity. I've been screaming that in the world of AI for a very long time, because you always get those people who really just want to be proven right, okay? And so they'll say, oh no, but hold on, human ingenuity, they'll never match that. Man, please, human ingenuity is algorithmic. Look at all of the possible solutions you can find to a problem, take out the ones that have been tried before and keep the ones that haven't been tried before, and those are creative solutions. It's an algorithmic way of describing creative is good solution that's never been tried before. You can do that with ChatGPT with a prompt. It's like
and Midjourney, with creating imagery, you could say, I want to see Elon Musk in 1944 New York driving a cab of the time, shot on a Polaroid, expressing various emotions, and you'll get this perfect image of Elon sat in New York in 1944, shot on a Polaroid, and it's done what an artist would do. It's taken a bunch of references that the artist has in their mind and merged them together and created this piece of quote-unquote art.
And for the first time, we now finally have a glimpse of intelligence that is actually not ours.
Yeah. And so we're kind of, I think the initial reaction is to say, that doesn't count. You're hearing it with no, but it is. Like Drake, they've released 2 Drake records where they've taken Drake's voice, used sort of AI to synthesize his voice, and made these 2 records, which are bangers. They are great fucking tracks. Like I was playing them to my girlfriend. I was like, and I kept playing it. I went to the shower, I kept playing it. I know it's not Drake, but it's as good as fucking Drake. The only thing, and people are like rubbishing it because it wasn't Drake. I'm like, well,
for now,
is it making me feel a certain emotion? Is my foot bumping? Mm-hmm. Did I not know it wasn't Drake? Would I have thought this was an amazing track? 100%.
Yeah.
And we're just at the start of this exponential curve.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I think that's really the third inevitable. So the third inevitable is not RoboCop coming back from the future to kill us. We're far away from that, right? Third inevitable is, what does life look like when you no longer need Drake?
Well, you've kind of hazarded a guess, haven't you? I mean, I was listening to your audiobook last night, and at the start of it, you frame various outcomes. One of the, in both situations, we're on the beach, on an island.
Exactly. Yes. I don't know how I wrote that, honestly. I mean, but I'm reading the book again now because I'm updating it, as you can imagine, with all of the new stuff. But it is really shocking, huh? The idea of you and I inevitably are going to be somewhere in the middle of nowhere in 10 years time. I used to say 2055. I'm thinking 2037 is a very pivotal moment now. And we will not know if we're there hiding from the machines. We don't know that yet. There is a likelihood that we'll be hiding from the machines, and there is a likelihood it will be there because they don't need podcasters anymore.
Excuse me.
Oh, absolutely true, Steve.
No, mate,
there is absolutely
no. That's where I draw the line.
There's absolutely no doubt.
Thank you for coming, mate. It's great to do the part 3, and thank you for being here.
Yes,
so I won't sit here and take your propaganda.
Let's talk about reality.
Next week on the Driver's Here, we've got Elon Musk.
Okay, so who here wants to make a bet that Stephen Bartlett will be interviewing an AI within the next 2 years?
Oh, well, actually, to be fair, I actually did go to ChatGPT because I thought, having you here, I thought at least give it its chance to respond.
Yeah.
So I asked it a couple of questions.
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So today, I'm actually going to be replaced by ChatGPT because I thought, you're going to talk about it, so we need a fair and balanced debate.
Okay. And
so I went and asked it a couple of questions.
She said he's bold.
So I'll ask you a couple of questions that ChatGPT has for you.
Incredible. So let's follow that
So I've
thread.
already been replaced.
Let's follow that thread for a second, yeah?
Okay.
Because you're one of the smartest people I know.
That's not true.
It is.
But I'll take it.
It is true. I mean, I say that publicly all the time. Your book is one of my favorite books of all time. You're very, 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 very intelligent. Okay? Depth, breadth, intellectual horsepower, and speed. All of them.
There's a but coming.
The reality, it's not a but. So it is highly expected that you're ahead of this curve. And then you don't have the choice, Stephen. This is the thing. The thing is, so I'm in that existential question in my head, because one thing I could do is I could literally I normally do a 40 days silent retreat in summer, okay? I could take that retreat and write 2 books, me and ChatGPT, right? I have the ideas in mind. I wanted to write a book about digital detoxing, right? I have most of the ideas in mind, but writing takes time. I could simply give the 50 tips that I wrote about digital detoxing to ChatGPT and say, write 2 pages about each of them, edit the pages, and have a book out, okay? Many of us will follow that path, okay? The only reason why I may not follow that path is because, you know what? I'm not interested. I'm not interested to continue to compete in this capitalist world, if you want, okay? I'm not. I mean, as a human, I've made up my mind a long time ago that I will want less and less and less in my life, right? But many of us will follow. I mean, I would worry if you didn't include the smartest AI. If we get an AI out there that is extremely intelligent and able to teach us something, and Stephen Bartlett didn't include her on his podcast, I would worry. Like, you have a duty almost to include her on your podcast. It's an inevitable that we will engage them in our life more and more. This is one side of this. The other side, of course, is if you do that, then what will remain?
What if I told you that by 2045, artificial intelligence could be 1 billion times smarter than you? AI already knows more than any human alive. But it's not just about facts. It's starting to create, to express, to replace what we once thought only humans could do. So the real question is, if machines can think, create, and feel like us, what will be left for us? Stick around, because this is just the beginning. Follow the channel for more mind-blowing ideas that challenge everything we believe about intelligence, humanity, and the future.